Hello world, Stephen Michael Zach here, and today we're taking a look at the Bushman Panoramic Claremont Monopod Pro version 3. Now, it will cost you $250 at the time of the recording of this video, and I did buy this with my own money, so these are going to be my own brutal and honest opinions as always. So, let's take a look at what comes inside the case. My own brutal and honest opinions as always. This is new to me. Okay, so here we have the case, and you get this nice little pocket for adding extra things in here, which is very cool. The case feels pretty strong. The only thing that's really missing are D-rings. I would have loved to have had a shoulder strap with this, considering that you're supposed to take this hiking with you. But it does have a nice strong handle, and the bag is made of pretty decent material. And of course, you do have zippers, not the weakest, but not the strongest zippers I've ever seen. Flipping this up, you have 4 mesh pockets, and inside one of the mesh pockets, you do get a locking carabiner, which is very nice. And again, this does zip up all pockets. So if you're trying to get to the second pocket, this is going to be open. And inside we have the weight, which we'll look at. You get the feet, and of course, you get the monopod itself. And you do get a whole bunch of removable padding and adjustable padding inside, and it's nice and padded, well built inside. All right, let's take a look at the monopod itself. You're going to get a 1/4 20 at the bottom, and you do get a 1/4 20 here on the side as well. Then you're going to get this little ring here, which has a 1/4 20 in it, and this is actually adjustable. You can slide this up and down to where you need it, which is very cool. I like to leave it at the top here, and you're going to get a 1/4 20 at the top here. And then you have this very nice grippy handle here. And again, you just twist and lock, just like your boom poles. You're just going to go ahead and twist this like so. And this thing is pretty darn long. So to give you an idea, I could actually reach my camera from here. So there you go. There you have it. Very, very, very nice. Has very nice extension. And you will notice that there are some nice rubber stoppers here to prevent this from going too far down. Next, let's take a look at the weight. Now, the weight is very interesting. The idea is to put this on the bottom of the tripod here, and that's going to pull weight straight down the center to try to get rid of some of the wobbliness of your monopod. Now, it does have a 1/4 20 up top, a 1/4 20 at the bottom, and then it has something interesting. It has a 10, a 25, and a 40-degree turn. So I guess the idea behind this is you would take your monopod here, and let's go ahead and just put that there, and let's go ahead and screw this on. Oh, let's go 45 degrees. And as you can see, this is going to tilt your monopod at a 45-degree angle. So it does 10, 25, and 40-degree angles. So if you want to, if you want to raise this and you want to shoot something, downwards or something a little far out, and maybe you're trying to shoot over the ledge or shoot somewhere where you need to extend out, this thing definitely has you covered. So that is very, very, very cool that you do get multiple angles with this. And again, you've got the weight in the middle, so it's kind of pushing down. So whatever you have here is not going to flop or fall, which is very, very, very cool. So the weight is extremely versatile. Now, before we finish looking at the weight, let's take a look at the monopod here, at the legs here. I really do love these. They are wide enough to keep it from tipping over. You get one, and then you get the second level here, which is very, very nice. You get a 1/4 20 there, 1/4 20 on the bottom. Now, you do get 1/4 20s here and on the bottom. And that's for adding little weights like a small rig gimbal weight. Now, I did buy those and I was trying that, but unfortunately, they did start to strip out the holes on top. I could only really get them on the bottom. And that might be because maybe the small rig, maybe the 1/4 20 here, this part here is just a little bit too short. Or I'm not sure if it's too short or whether it was just stripping. So I was able to get them on the bottom and use the weights as feet. But unfortunately, I didn't like the way that it worked. It made it too wobbly. I ended up returning the weights. So I don't have them here in this example because they've already been sent back. But let's go ahead and put this together the way that it's supposed to. You do have to have the feet clicked into the second position. Otherwise, this is going to hit the floor. And we go ahead and wrap that around. And there we go. Bob's your uncle. Very, very simple. Now, say you need to go somewhere, you just fold this thing up, and this is not bad. I will put how long this is on the screen here for you with the attached weight. And there you go. There you have it. Very, 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 very nice. Okay, so here we are with the monopod all set up. I am 6'1" for reference. This is the feet in first position. And as you can see, it is not bad. Let's go to second position here. And this is about as tall as it gets. Now, there is no weight on the bottom. So as you can see, I can just smack into that. As you can see, it falls right over. Now, here we are with the weight. And as you can see, this thing kind of catches itself because it's got that center weight, creating pressure going straight down. So as you can see, I can smack this pretty hard and it will come back and not tip over unless I really, really try. So as you can see, this with the weight on is far better. It is not going to really get knocked over if somebody kind of taps it. When the weight is not on, it falls right over. And here it is in position 1. And as you can see, super wobbly. It is not going to work this way. You will need to be in feet position 2 in order to have the weight on the bottom. So let's talk pros and cons. Now, one of the major cons is I really wish this came with a half a weight, because you cannot have this in position 1. If you have it in position 1, it's wobbly. It's not going to do anything. Now, you can add those small rig weights to the bottom here and use those as feet, and that's going to get this up and really give you some nice weight to weight this down. But unfortunately, unless you buy multiple weight, you get more of these weights or some other kind of weight to kind of use as feet, you are going to be stuck in position 2, which is not so bad. I prefer position 2 of the legs. I think it's fine. It's not wobbly. There you go. There you have it. So that is one of the cons. The other con is that these do strip out. These are very easily stripped. The rubber here actually prevents me from actually screwing things in, or makes it difficult for me to actually screw. Say I wanted to screw this weight into the leg here. It does make it quite difficult. It does work better on the bottom here. So the rubber just kind of gets in the way. I'm probably not going to put any extra weight on the feet. I don't think it's necessary for what I'm doing. It might be necessary for what you're doing, but not for what I'm doing. Of course, you can add the weight on the side here in any of these quarter 20s. You can pop it there. You can actually pop it in between the legs here, which is nice. You can put it up here in this ring up here. So there are multiple options to mount multiple things. Moving on with the things that I do not like, though, is I'm not crazy about the way that this comes apart. It feels very, just doesn't feel good. And I've noticed that sometimes when I close these, let's get this back to position 1. When I close these, they don't necessarily all go down properly. And I end up having to actually, like, especially when I'm storing this, I do have to kind of like push these in. So they're just okay. The twist locks are kind of meh. They're functional. They work. The other thing is I really wish I could take this stupid ring off. Not only is this difficult to tighten and comes loose very easily, but I can't take this off. I would have to take a hacksaw or pull everything apart to take this off. And I really wish I could get rid of this. It really gets in the way when I'm trying to put it in my backpack. Like I get the idea. I'm probably never going to use these. I'll probably take a hacksaw to it and chop it off because it really is in the way, and this knob is huge. And when I'm trying to slide this in a backpack, it gets in the way. So anyway, there you go. There you have it. Another negative is the fact that the case does not have any D-rings or a shoulder strap. Now, if you're supposed to take this hiking, you're going to have to carry it like this or throw it in a bag. I don't know why they didn't include D-rings. I think that is a huge misstep there, especially because it's supposed to be a little travel monopod. And the last negative is with the case. While I do like the mesh pockets, when you unzip this, in order to get to the other pockets, you have to unzip more, which means while you're reaching in this pocket, other things could be sliding out and falling out. So I really wish these had individual zippers or some other way to close. But that is unfortunately is something you're going to have to deal with. So I just say, whatever you need, kind of put it more to this side than this side so that when you start to unzip, all the important things are going to stay in because things have a habit of sliding out like that. So, um, that is the last negative. Now, let's talk about the things I absolutely love about this thing. I love this weight. I think it works beautifully. It really does weigh this down. So, I mean, you're still going to get some wobble in the up top, but not as much. I feel it really does ground the whole thing. Also, like if somebody walks by and bumps into it, I feel that this is going to prevent that from tipping over when you're in position two. With the legs, when you're in the position one with the legs, this thing is not going to tip over. This is going to be very difficult to tip over. As when you're in position two, somebody just come by and hit that. But again, you can see it's more difficult. And then when you add the weight here to the bottom here, the weight works really well. Somebody bumps into that, it's not going to fall over unless they really, really hit it. So unless they really put some force into it. So very, very, very nice. I love the weight. I love the fact that you can mount this in multiple different ways. I love the 10, 25, and 45-degree angle adjustment. I think that is fantastic. And of course, it is because it's on the legs and pressing down on the center of the legs. What you have out here is probably not going to tip over unless you have something too heavy. So very, very, very well made. I think this thing folds up very, very small. I love how small this folds up. I can't wait to use this on the showroom floor at NAB. Very excited because usually I take a monopod and they're just huge and cumbersome. You've seen them in my interview videos. I love the fact this thing breaks down very quickly. One thing I think can be improved on is if this were all quick release plate. I could just snap that in and I could just snap the weight in. That would be probably the easiest thing. I'll probably look for maybe some quick release plates to add to this and a quick release plate for the top so I can just put this together and get everything set up pretty quickly. But all in all, this is not bad. Now, for $250, it's well made. I think that's a fair price. I love the rubber grip. I love the versatility of this. I love the fact that if I really wanted to, I can mount either other legs or I can kind of reverse this and I can kind of use it this way. Lots of different ways to use this. I love the fact that it does come with this very, very nice bag with plenty of expansion room. I think that is pretty fantastic. Everything just fits in. You could add more weights. You can actually probably pop your camera in here. So very, very, very well done. I love this front pocket. I think that's a great addition. So at the end of the day, do I recommend this? And that is a hard yes. It is a bit pricey at $250, but when you take a look at what like the iFootage monopods and all the other monopods out there go for, this thing is pretty darn solid. I am very, very impressed. I love the weight. I think that added weight adds stability. I think they solved that problem. I think it folds up very, very small. This is absolutely perfect. I can actually fit this into my 20-inch suitcase or my 22-inch suitcase. You're not going to have a problem with that. So this can go on the side or at the bottom of your suitcase. Or you could just lose the bag. Now, I did manage to put my entire cell phone setup, microphones, drives, cell phone handles, everything fit in this thing. So maybe I'll do a dedicated video later showing you my all-in-one little travel setup with just this case. But all in all, I think this is a really, really, really nice monopod if you are traveling, if you are hiking, if you're going places. You don't even need to use the case. You can take these three things out of the case, leave them together, throw them in your backpack, put them in a side pocket with a strap. I think this thing works very, very well. Very excited. I think for what it is, might be a little bit pushing the price, but it is very, very nice. And I do recommend it, and I will be adding this to my workflow. So those are my thoughts, but I want to know yours. So leave your questions and comments in the notes below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to mash that bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And feel free to use the links below as it helps out the channel. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and this is new to me.